From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, July 16th, 2017. Silver is trading at $15.96 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,229 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 5 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $1,966. Antiwar.com reports the White House has issued a statement calling on Congress to grant President Trump unilateral legal authority to open new military bases in both Iraq and Syria, as well as to renovate existing facilities. Officials say the bases would be purely temporary in nature. What temporarily actually means, however, is unclear, particularly in Iraq, where the Pentagon has been very public about the idea that they intend to keep U.S. ground troops in Iraq more or less forever. Those bases then are going to be open-ended facilities for an open-ended mission. The White House says that the current lack of unilateral authority is limiting maneuverability as they continue their military buildup in the region. Though the statement was initially aimed at getting the authority added to the National Defense Authorization Act, it does not appear that the House version made any such revisions. The establishment of bases, particularly in Syria, could be risky since the U.S. doesn't have any permission from the Syrian government to be there in the first place, and the appearance of the Pentagon laying down roots, however temporarily they claim them to be, could be very provocative to Syria and its allies like Russia. The limits were initially put in place in the 2008 version of the National Defense Authorization Act, and Congress has reaffirmed those limits repeatedly since then, aiming to limit the amount the U.S. was spending on nation building in Iraq. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Visa is challenging small businesses, cafes, and food trucks to stop accepting cash. The credit card company announced in a news release earlier in the week it is offering $500,000 to 50 eligible U.S.-based eateries to go 100% cashless. The San Francisco-based company said restaurants signing up can get a $10,000 gift from Visa to help pay for technology upgrades. The businesses are asked to describe what cashless means for them, their employees, and customers. Jack Forstall, Visa's head of Global Merchant Solutions, said in a statement, "At Visa, we believe you can be everywhere you want to be, and it should be easy to pay and be paid in more ways than ever. Whether it's a phone, card, wearable, or other devices, we have an incredible opportunity to educate merchants and consumers alike on the effectiveness of going cashless." Credit card companies charge processing fees to businesses for the plastic charges, but Visa said it recently conducted a study it says shows that if businesses in 100 cities transitioned from cash to digital, the cities could see net annual benefits of $312 billion. As of December 31st, there were 3.1 billion Visa credit cards and 141 billion total transactions, according to the company. Financial Times reported last year China's state-run UnionPay has surpassed Visa as the world's largest card processor in terms of the value of transactions. According to a study from the British consultant RBR, UnionPay had 37% market share of the $21.6 trillion charges in 2015 compared to 32% for Visa and 20% for MasterCard. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports the U.S. Supreme Court has asked the state of Hawaii to respond by Tuesday at noon to President Donald Trump's motion to block a judge's ruling that prevented his travel ban from being applied to grandparents of U.S. citizens and refugees already being processed by resettlement agencies, according to the court's Public Information Office. In a court filing on Friday, the administration asked the justices to overturn Thursday's decision by a U.S. district judge in Hawaii, which limited the scope of the administration's temporary ban on refugees and travelers from 6 Muslim-majority countries. Trump's executive order banned most travelers from Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen for 90 days and all the refugees for 120 days. The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear oral arguments in the fall over whether the ban violates the U.S. Constitution. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.